Tell us your story. Tell us what you saw and what you experienced as a reporter when you were covering the story.
We don't have a policy on chemical waste.
Right.
The chemicals, since we cannot see, we assume that they don't exist. There are chemicals in our water, air, but for common people, that is not an issue. So today, 30 years later, we at least are conscious about chemical pollution, toxic waste. These words are very commonplace now, at least. But that time when this Bhopal tragedy happened, there was no government policy, and there was no remedial policy also government did not have. Another thing which I found as a journalist was shocking rather is that Indian laws and system was so lax in responding to a tragedy like that,
right,
that this Union Carbide, a subsidiary of it, continued to operate in India in spite of that, what happened in 1984, and they had the guts to bribe Indian officials so that they would allow the banned pesticides to be sold in Indian markets. And this happened in mid-90s, which is very shocking. I mean, the Union Carbide, they kind of left this place lock, stock and barrel, but apparently the subsidiaries of the company Union Carbide, they were still working in India, and they were selling pesticides which had been banned all over the world, but they were selling in India. And interestingly, the Indian system never found it out. It was the American system which found out that, this company, the subsidiary of Union Carbide, had paid bribes to the Indian officials because they cannot hide the money. The money accountability is very much part of the American system.
Absolutely.
They found out that Union Carbide subsidiary had paid money to Indian officials so that they will permit them to sell fake, spurious pesticides in Indian market, and this was continuing for years.
Do you think this entire, in the name of FDI, in the name of liberalization, I mean, these are the ghosts, these are the cons that come with it, in the name of development, these kind of things are allowed to happen, and we allow the perpetrators of these crimes to get away?
Well, yes, certainly, you're right. We just we think that people will come with money, the American companies, outside companies will come with money. This is a mindset. And something will happen here. Indians will become prosperous.
Right.
What do you mean by becoming prosperous? They don't have regard for Indian lives, as we have seen in the case of Union Carbide. The Indian government also almost sold out to them. They told them, oh, let's get into an agreement. You pay them some money, anyway, they're poor people. And that's how it happened. This case was dealt with like that.
Absolutely.
So what is the guarantee when we are seeking FDI, when we want companies to come and invest? We don't have basic laws, basic policy framework in place to protect the interest of the Indian citizen.
Absolutely.